Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kalica and you're gonna be a madly spicier person after watching this video. Social experiment with satisfying end. Okay folks, picture this. There I was, waiting at a stoplight to turn green so I could cross traffic and merge onto the interstate. Two turn lanes, and I happened to be in my less favourite because of a sort of odd, in my opinion, merging process once on the highway. But oh well, can't always get what you want. For background information, the two lanes merge at different times once connected to the interstate, so you have to merge 2 times if in the right side lane. So what is I believe 5 lanes becomes 4, then 3, at intervals of about 1,000 yards? I find that inefficient, so I just prefer the left lane, but whatever, as long as you get there. The light turns green and we go through the intersection, across to the 2-lane access ramp where my lane ends almost as soon as we connect with the highway. I am blocked from merging by a lady in an SUV, so I speed up. Hey, we're joining highway speeds anyway, better be near the speed of the other traffic. She speeds up and I can see her glancing my direction, which, why would she do it if she wasn't being malicious and intentionally preventing me from going ahead of her? She should have no reason to look in my direction on her right. Well, it's a bit annoying, but whatever. I brake, go behind her and then merge to the lane just left of her. This was as far as I could go because of other traffic in the next lane. Honestly, I would have preferred to get further over and give other cars space for merging and to get away from an obvious turd of a driver, but again, you don't always get what you want. Then I see her lane is about to end as she now has to merge to where I am. And a very curious thought comes to me. I wonder what she'll do if I treat her the same way she has just treated me. So as she speeds up, so do I. I match her speed until the lane is almost ending, and then I glance over and see her and her presumably teenage daughter both yelling at me and gesturing wildly, absolutely outraged that I would not let them merge. And guess what happened? She had to slow down and go behind and around me, like I had just been forced to do. Human nature is so interesting. She literally had just done the exact same thing to me and I didn't make a big deal about it, but how funny that she was so angry when she got her comeuppance. What I had was a nice little drive with a happy little smile all the way. So petty, and so pleased. Sounded a bit like Bob Ross behind the wheel at the end there. You know your car has reverse, right? First post here, sorry for bugger it, sorry for grammar, TLDR at the end. So I stopped after work to fuel up and on this particular day I needed a drink for the 40-minute commute home. Not important, but I'm very indecisive and every choice is a life choice, so it took me a minute to get a drink. While I'm inside, a late 50s, early 60s guy pulls behind me into the free fueling bay. Now the Saturday before this I sprained my ankle pretty badly, so I'm already moving at about 35% of my normal speed, and being the studious car owner that I am, while the car is fueling I wash my windows. 50-60s guy is doing his thing behind me, and a thought crosses my mind that I should do a fluid inspection because that's what responsible car owners do. However, because of my injury I say screw it, I'll get it next time, which conveniently causes 50-60s guy and myself to finish fueling at the same time. He gets in his car first, and I second. The drink I bought will not fit in the cup holder, so I proceed to transfer my beverage to another tumbler that will fit. I hear his engine turn over before I even get started. As I crack the seal on my newly purchased beverage, 50-60s guy turns into my first public encounter with the wild entitled Pratt. He starts honking at me and waving his arms like I've somehow slighted him and owed it to him to move, even though he had enough space behind him to essentially build a house. I scream out my window to remind the entitled geriatric that his car indeed had reverse and he has a clear path behind him, but instead I just get honked at more and then told to move. Bad move, bucko. The only people whom order me around are my mother and my wife. Now, I could have went off the handle and told this old man off, but my brain lurked into gear and my petty revenge took place. Without saying a word, I popped my hood, hobbled out into the back of my car to grab my fluid rag from the back and head up to the front to check fluids. Only now at half my current speed, about 17.5% now. Open the hood and proceed to not check my fluids and just stand there. Entitled Pratt and I have a good old fashioned Mexican standoff for, I kid you not, 10 frickin' minutes. Mind you, he could have left 13 minutes ago if he would have just backed up. Finally, he gives in and engages his transmission into R, backs up and proceeds to pull past me. Just what I hoped for. The icing on the cake was that he got to see me just playing on my phone, sitting on my bumper, and he couldn't stop to yell at me because of the traffic behind him. Revenge is best served cold and sticky. Saw the post about the person who tossed mashed potatoes through an open window of an idiot's truck, which reminded me of a similar story of mine. Years ago, my town had a Dairy Queen that some friends of mine worked at. I had stopped in to say hi and hang out for a bit, and while I was there I got hooked up with a large Dairy Queen chocolate shake. I'm not sure how big they are these days as I don't go to Dairy Queen often anymore, but they used to be pretty sizable. I didn't really want it, so I hadn't drank much since it was huge and it would last me all day. When I went to my car to go home, I see that an a-hole has parked his crappy little S10 pickup so close to my car that you couldn't get between the vehicles really, much less get in on my driver's side. I turn around, knowing which of the customers drove the truck since it was a slow afternoon, and stared at them through the window. They are of course watching, probably thought it was funny. I gestured and they just laugh. Pretty pissed off, but not having much recourse, I crawl in from the passenger side and get situated. That's when I realised that their window was down on their passenger side, and I've still got this practically full, huge as chocolate shake. Naturally, I roll down my window and sling the shake all over the inside of their truck. Mind you, this is southern Kansas in the summer, it's 100+ out, it's muggy, it's hot, it's just miserable. And now these two crapbirds now have a whole lot of gross sticky chocolate shake cooking in their truck. As I'm leaving, I look to see if they reacted at all, and they didn't seem to as they appeared to be carrying away with their conversation. I hope they were in there plenty long enough for that hot summer Kansas sun to make it a syrupy, sticky sweet mess that attracted every fly in the county. For clarification, there was like some old couple in there when I got there, myself and these two guys. So I knew for sure it was their car, as the other cars were mine and the other one that was already there. So it was a jerk move to park like they did, as it was an almost empty parking lot, employees parked behind the building. How would you even clean something like that? Wow. Someone in the comments suggested that to take that revenge further, they could have dumped their shake in the truck and then call for it to be towed. But I don't think it would have stayed in the petty category then. Take my food, suffer. I'm a junior in high school, female if that matters. After second period, we have something called flight time. This is basically homeroom. You do your work, eat a snack if you want, watch videos, talk to your friends, whatever you want really. I also bring the same thing. A baggie of thinly sliced sausage, Ritz crackers and cheese. Like really nice expensive cheese. I make these into little sandwiches and this holds me over until lunch because I have the last lunch of my school. It starts at 1:30, so you can tell why I'd be ravenous by then. There are two girls I've known since 8th grade in flight time. One of them, C, is one of my best friends. The other, A, is a full of drama popular girl. She's always been like this since middle school. These two girls sit right next to me, C on my left and A on my right. For the past week or two, I've been preparing my snack and eating it as soon as I sit down. C politely asks for a cracker and a slice of meat, and I say yes. A has gotten into the habit of taking fistfuls of my food after she asked for a cracker and I said yes the first day. She just assumes she can take my food every day because she asked once and I said yes. It's gotten to the point where she will take the rest of the bag after I've made a little sandwich or two, taking all of my crackers, meat and cheese. It pisses me off respectfully, but I knew I couldn't just say no and take it away because she'll take it as a personal offence and go full queen bee. Instead, I decided to teach her a lesson. I usually bring mild sweet sausage, Italian. It's a nice sweet meaty flavour that I adore. Apparently A thinks the same. So yesterday night, I decided to switch it up. Cajun andouille sausage is smoked and stuffed with spices such as cayenne, garlic, paprika and thyme. A much different flavour than the normal sweet meat I use. As you can tell, this is the meat that I chose to bring. I also soaked the slices in jalapeno juice, because I think it tastes better. I brought it all in and started preparing my food. A walks in and immediately zeroes in on my food, shoving her hand into my baggie as soon as she got close. She grabbed a handful of slices and shoved them into her mouth like a starving piggy. Just what I knew she was gonna do. Did I mention? A despises spicy food. She's the type of girl who thinks bell peppers are too hot. So when her mouth was filled to the brim with this hot spicy meat, her eyes started to water and her cheeks started to turn red. She ran across the room and threw it all up, tears streaming down her face. Like I said, it wasn't even that hot, it's just jalapeno juice and spices. She ended up calling her mom and going home. She hasn't touched my food again, doesn't even look at me when she walks into the room. I love these spice related revenges. I'm actually trying to build up a tolerance at the moment because, and I'm not even joking, ground black pepper used to be too much for me. Mild curries would make me weep from my eyes and my nose, and now I can get through a mildly spicy fajita with just some sniffles. It's not impressive or anything, but goddammit, I'm trying. Okay, so that's all for r/PettyRevenge. I really hope you did enjoy it. As always, if you do want to see more content like this, then please do subscribe. My Twitter, Discord and Patreon links are in my description, and any support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!